friends. How are you? Welcome to Empress Energy 333. I welcome you to my little neck of the YouTube Tarot Woods. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome. And if you are a repeat viewer, thank you so much. And to my subscribers, I still consider myself new in town. But what is it, 12, 13 of you, maybe, if that? Y'all are the OGs. Y'all can literally say y'all remember me when. Once I get up to like 1 million subscribers someday. Y'all can be like, man, I've been rocking with Kristen since, she only had 5 subscribers. Anyhow, I thank you for visiting me. I always ask, what's the best way to pay for a free tarot read? Best way to pay for that is to press like or subscribe. And that is your way of thanking and paying content creators like me for the work that we put into getting this content out to you guys. I do it just because I just love to do it. I love to read tarot. This is my second installment of a series I do called Wine and Spirit, where I sit and sip my favorite wine. This week it happens to be Jam Jar Sweet Syrah. I consult with Spirit, ask a question, draw some cards, clarify it, and I do it all for you. Okay, so this week, my question for Spirit, or my request, is just tell me something good. I want to hear something good from my Aries friends. Spirit, I ask that you help me to relay whatever message you have concisely and with clarity for my Aries viewers. Aries, I always like to remind you that this is a collective read, so some of what comes out today may resonate or it may not, and that's okay. Take the meat and not the bones. If it doesn't resonate, leave it behind. If it does, take it, but don't try to, force it or mold it into anything that it's not, okay? I'm feeling this wine, y'all, and I only have one read left after you. Woo, I'm faded, so if I cuss a little bit, bear with me. If I call you by the wrong astrological sign, please know that I know I'm doing Aries. It's just that sometimes when I get to reading these cards, they have astrological sign meanings of their own. So, I pulled a Hierophant. If I call you a Taurus, just know, I don't mean it. I love you, Aries. With that being said, let's go ahead and draw some cards. 5 of Swords. 10 of Swords. Oof, man. Wheel of Fortune. 8 of Cups. Judgment card. Page of Pentacles. High Priestess. The Hierophant. And the 7 of Pentacles. I'm feeling like had a little bit of deception, maybe a fallout or a betrayal of some sort, Aries. I feel like you're leaving a situation. And speaking of leaving, I've gotten a lot of that for the draws that I've done. And I'm a good shuffler, so I know it ain't just because maybe you didn't shuffle the cards good. No, it ain't that. So chill out. What it is that, it could be by virtue of being at the end of the year. But I just feel like it's an overall in the collective energy. Like if I were to do a collective read, there would be a lot of this, back to the reader type of cards with somebody looking away, walking away, facing away, whatever. You're leaving a situation after having been betrayed, stabbed in the back, perhaps by this, devilish character who appears to like smiling in the face of misfortune. I feel like there was a victory there, which, okay, a victory fair and square. However, he's smirking at the people who appear to be in distress behind being defeated. And to me, that's not good energy. That's not good sportsmanship. As I said in one of the previous reads, anybody who is worth their weight in salt spiritually knows that we do not delight in the misfortune of others, because that is asking for some bad shit to be coming back your way. We just don't do that, let the victory be enough. Walk away with your head held high. However, we're not laughing at the people who lost. Come on, we don't do that. How old are we again? Anyhow, you got the Wheel of Fortune, which reminds us of the cycle of life, okay? At any given time, every human being is going through, more than one of the things depicted on not only our major arcana, but the minor arcana. It is all a cycle. And I like to tell people with this card always reminds me that when I'm in a bad spot, it won't last forever. Things cycle back around and good times will come again. And in good times, one would default to saying, oh, well, what about the good times? And the good times, are we waiting for the other shoe to drop because we know something bad is going to happen? No, we're not. What we do in the good times is appreciate the good times with the knowledge that things cycle around and nothing lasts forever. But you're not living in that part of the thought. You are existing in the goodness of whatever that moment is. So you don't look back and regret over the fact that maybe you didn't appreciate it as much as you should have. You appreciate it because you have that awareness of this cycle. This is just all awareness of basically the human condition, the ebb and flow of life. The cycle is the cycle. You can't do nothing about that. However, you can find ways to cope with those hills and valleys, okay? So, back to our draw. Whatever has happened up here with this fallout, with this deception, this, disingenuousness or facetiousness is going on with this card. I feel like, judgment fell right here in the middle. You've come to a resolution, or, like this card depicts, you're making an exit from a situation that might not have been serving you. But I feel like, the dispute has maybe been resolved and you're on to new things. Because next to that Judgment card, you have the Page of Pentacles. And pages are always, they're the deliverers of good news. So you have something good coming through regarding either your finances or your career or your business. But in any case, that Judgment card calls us to forgive. Again, take the meat and not the bones. You take the wisdom of whatever that bad misfortune experience was, and you carry that with you as wisdom, right? But you forgive. You forget about it otherwise, right? You got the High Priestess always urging us to use our intuition and take away whatever knowledge and wisdom we can from any situation, to not only hear your intuition, but to really listen to it and heed it and trust it, is what the High Priestess tells us. You got, these two cards with the moon in it. And the moon literally is what shines a light in dark spaces and reveals things for what they are. You got Taurus energy with this Hierophant card. And the Hierophant is a reminder to look out for anything that may appear in life as a teacher. And it looks like you got a lot of teachable moments here in this draw, Aries. It looks like you've been dealing with some shady, grady people. It looks like you might have been dealing with some sort of betrayal or whatever, and then choosing to leave a situation that doesn't serve you, and you're being called to, maybe that was your Hierophant, maybe that situation was your teacher. But also look for people who may appear in your life as teachers, whether they're mother figures, father figures, mentors, new religious and spiritual modalities. I mean, you're here watching a tarot read for further insights. That is in the spirit of the Hierophant. So just always, this is my continuous learning card. Always be open to learning. The Hierophant is what tells us to, get out of our own head and look outside of ourselves for the knowledge that we need in order to navigate these tough spaces, right? And then you also got the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like you're putting in the hard work. You're cultivating. And that Page of Pentacles that you got may be in regard to whatever is the reward for all this hard work that you're putting in down here. But whatever this is, you are doing your due diligence to create and cultivate your pentacles. I don't know if some of you are entrepreneurs, or if you're really killing it in the workplace, trying to work towards some goal you have for your finances. But You're looking good. That being said, Spirit, can you help clarify the message and the story that's being told by the cards that we've already pulled? Give us further insights. Help me to relay the message to my Aries friends concisely and with clarity. I want you to show us what you want us to see. Tell us what you want us to hear via these cards. The Tower. Ooh, here he is showing up again, that 5 of Swords. 9 of Swords. Whatever happened really kept you up at night, Aries. However, you still have, you need to clear your mind so that you're able to recognize these divine gifts when they come to you. You got the Ace of Wands. You got the Hermit. A call to go inward. I feel like you need to meditate. You need to pray. And the distinction between prayer and meditation, I always think, is prayer is talking to God and asking him questions. And then meditation is listening for his voice or what he has to say back to you. Whoa, you got the Judgment card again in that same row. You're being called to forgive whatever happened. Not forget it, because you don't want it to happen again. But you got the Tower, and the Tower is just sort of leveling everything and making everything new. But I feel like that Judgment card is urging you to not keep sitting up at night thinking about however you were done wrong. It happened, and now it's time to move away from that 10 of Swords moment. You got the Queen of Swords. So again, that means you forgive. You don't necessarily forget. You take that wisdom. So now you're in your Queen of Swords energy. The Queen of Swords, who, although she has her hand extended, showing all, the graces of a person of royalty on the throne, she's still wielding that sword. And as soon as she sees some bullshit, she's going to cut it right out. She thinks with her head and not her heart. And she's not putting up with the bullshit, okay? You're in your Queen of Swords energy. So these people up here better watch out. 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. Every now and again, this can read as sort of like a little selfish, impish, kind of card. But I really do think it's wish fulfillment in the way of you being rewarded for whatever hard work that you put in. And maybe the hardships that you went through to get there. Again, success is not without its hardships. I feel like you're grieving something. And I feel like it may have to do with whatever went down up here. I don't know if it's a loss of a friendship. If you're leaving a post or a position at work. Could have been a romantic relationship. I'm not sure. In any case, you're grieving the loss of something. But I always say the upshot of this 5 of Cups is that although this person is depicted lamenting over those spilled cups, whether or not they're aware of it or not, they still have 2 cups upright. So all is not lost. You need to focus on what remains intact and go with that. It's amazing that even though you got the Tower, still I can say all is not lost, right? So Spirit, I'm asking that you give us some final insights as we close out this read. Some takeaways that my Aries friends can get from this read and carry with them. Again, I ask you, tell us something good for Aries. Tell us something they can take away and give insight and clarity to whatever might be going on in their life. The Moon card, Knight of Pentacles, Strength card, King of Swords. Lots of divine masculine, divine feminine energy in this, because you got the High Priestess, you got Hierophant, you got a lot of royalty in this pull. 7 of Wands, no surprise, you got your defenses up. Ace of Cups, you have a gift coming to you in the way of your emotions and love. You got that Ace of Cups, and you got the Ace of Wands. Awesome. Judgment card came out again. Okay, so you got the Judgment card 3 times. You need to forgive these people up here so you can move on. Hierophant card again in the same space. And the Magician. So the magician is badass, honey. Because the magician comes through and says plot change on all of this. If you want to turn your entire life around for the better, you have everything you need to do it. The magician has everything on that table from every suit of cards. He's got his pentacle, his wand, his sword, and his cup. And he says, as above, so below. Whatever he has up in his mind, he knows that he can bring that into fruition, into reality. Hierophant, again, reminding you that all of this is a teachable moment. Strength card fell next to the Ten of Swords and on top of the Nine of Swords. And I just feel like that speaks to your ability to take a bad situation and make it work in your favor. You know, you petting that lion could have came in ferociously, but whatever you did, that lion is now like putty in your hands, okay? You got the Moon card on top of the tower and also up here with, you know, this deception dude and the Ten of Swords and all that. The Moon either will or has already shed light on all that deception that went on up here. And you notice as things cycle back around, your pull actually has, you know, the look of going from bad to better to great. You know, this awesome zigzag. So always look to the moon. The moon is a literal light in the darkness, okay? The moon is going to shed light on those dark spots in your life or as you're going through that dark night of the soul. You got that hermit. You know, the hermit is walking through the darkness, but he has that star in his lantern to guide the way. So you always have some light being shed in your life, okay? You got the King of Swords along with the Queen of Swords. So you got a pair of, you know, the court cards in there that's got them swords up that is ready to get rid of any of these guys that come this second time around as you cycle into whatever you're going into next. They're not putting up with this bullshit. They're not doing it. You got your defenses up. You pulled the Seven of Wands. So he's got his boundaries and he's got this wand in his hand like trap me. Because this time I'm ready for you. Last time you might have caught me from left. You might have got me in a vulnerable state. You know, had me up at night. Had those swords in my back. But I'm ready for you now. Okay? So that's what I got for you, Aries. You got some battle wounds. But it only served to make you stronger. I don't know what you got up your sleeve with this magician card. But you're on the brink of something great. And I need you to not let little Five of Swords man up here steal your glory. Don't let him come in there again. Don't get taken advantage of again, okay? You got divinity on your side. You have your angels looking after you. You have, you know, whatever you believe in that holds dominion over your life. I feel like you're protected. You are protected and you have the ability to protect yourself from this guy. Okay? So with that, Aries, I thank you so much for watching my channel. I thank you for tuning in. I remind you again to press like and subscribe. Help my channel grow. Help another Aries to see this timeless message. Because if they happen upon it like you did, it means they were meant to see it like you were. Okay? I love you, Aries, and I hope to see you on the next read. Bye.